So how have you been?
I have been surviving.
But mine's longer, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The look I go for. I like his little cute curly stuff in the back. Oh, girl.
Do you like him or his hair?
Oh, yeah. Back to that, girl. Back to
Like,
that.
focus. Which is it that you want?
Girl.
You want to sleep with him or do you want your hair down?
I will be. So, girl, you are always a survivor. Hey. Because, girl, I'm a survivor. I'm gonna make it. Should we have Beyonce on? That always helps me, girl. They say,
Beyonce helps you.
They say Anchorage, girl, is gonna be, well, I mean, right now it's one of the top cities in Forbes magazine, places to live. Great economy, supposedly, compared to the rest of the United States. Like,
People are still working here, barely.
Yeah.
It's rough, but
Have you seen it turn around yet?
I've seen some differences. Like, people are actually starting to get jobs, but are they making money? I mean, everybody's so debt-laden that right now they're busy trying to stay.
I mean, his message
eating
was, like, we've got to learn how to control our spending. Right? You got to live within your means. Right? And,
How long has it been since we did your hair there,
girl,
sweetheart?
Did you see how long it is?
Yeah, it's
it
like,
was as short as his hair when
been
you last. I mean,
months, yeah.
do you see how long those roots are?
I'm like, yay.
Girl, start all over.
Honey,
Okay?
we used to start from scratch.
Girl, it's been like months, right?
Yeah, it's been forever.
Girl, I thank God you saw me today, girl. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I was like,
Blessing.
oh, no.
You're a
You need to come
blessing.
get your hair did. So you're learning about money.
Well, no, it's we talked about. He had some really good things to say about the world economy, and I like that how he showed a lot of information about patterns in the past. Right, that's always nice to learn from our mistakes in the past and learn about the cycles and where are we now in that type of a cycle and what did we do in the past to get out of that. Right, how Reagan was this hero.
Only recently has Reagan become a hero.
Yeah, like how he was able to bring the United States together on social and economical issues. How did he have a flat tax like across the board or something like that?
No.
But the other thing that he did really well is he talked about just he talked about
Who was it? Where did you go? What were you doing?
So JJ invited me some lunch. I'm like, girl, free lunch? I'm there, okay? Because every meal I've had since I landed on Sunday night has been free. Right? I have been very, very fortunate to be here on BP's dime. And then JJ invited me, girl, why is your Alaska makeup clean thing upside down?
Focus.
Okay. Alright. And so JJ invited me to this luncheon, AEDC. I'm like, girl, are you inviting me because I'm ADD, girl? What's this AEDC thing, right? What are you talking about? I don't even, Alaska Economic Development something or other.
Summit.
So,
Some fun thing. Something they're always...
1,500 people of all businesses.
Yeah,
business
something they're always
owners,
whining and bitching about. Yeah.
Right. And it's
all Republicans.
I've never been to I've never been to the Dining Center before, like that, right? Upstairs in the big room. The whole room's completely packed.
Right.
Everybody, jackets and everything, and here I am, like, shirt.
What's up, girl?
JJ's like, is that enough chest you're showing? I'm like, girl, I can show more, okay? He's like, one more button. I'm like, alright, undo, and I undo my button. He's like, no, button up it. I'm like, girl.
Get over it. Hold still. Look down, please. There we go.
So, I sat at the Anchorage Chamber of Commerce table, fabulous table right in the very front, but off in the very corner. But we were by the window. See it's a beautiful building, like beautiful view outside, and their goal, the AEDC's goal, is to have Anchorage be the top city to live, work, and play in by 2025. And girl, I'm like, well, as soon as you get sunshine here, it will be. Girl, as soon as you
run your car, honey. Global warming.
But global warming, girl, that shit is about to happen, okay?
Right.
Because I'm going to Florida tonight, and it's still like 80 degrees there. I'm like, perfect. When usually it's like bitter cold, right? I'm like, global warming ain't all that bad. It happens. Deal with it. Like I was just reading that Serenity prayer in the bathroom. You know, God, give me the serenity to accept the things that I have no control over. Right, girl? The weather could be one of them. Ice ages happen. Right?
Yeah.
And the courage to do the things I can.
So Florida, you're going to see your family.
You know, I walked to the Dena'ina Center from JJ's office building instead of just driving around. What was your question?
Florida, family.
Oh yeah, so my little nephew Jackson, who is 8 months old, and my sister arrived like 2 days ago. Walter is currently in the plane, flying there now.
Yeah.
I'll be there. So you know, my big 40th birthday celebration will basically be this coming week. You know, it's like a little family reunion type thing.
Right.
So yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm really excited.
I couldn't figure out if you were 39 or 40.
Yeah, big 4. Oh, girl. I hit it.
Yeah.
But it was a fabulous day. I mean, I was at work and I was just thankful to have a job, right? I'm thankful that I have a great job that I love the people I work with. We are doing amazing things. The reason I came in early on Sundays because we're having BP's one of their top 10 biggest impacted, biggest expense turnarounds. TAR. You know, because not only the cost of what we're doing, but also the impact of like having the oil production shut down and deferred while we're down for a week or for a month, for 4 weeks. And just like, you know, this team that they brought together, you know, this is like one of the third or...
So what is going on up there?
Like every facility, right, needs a spring cleaning, right? You need to go through and shut down everything and just fix the stuff that needs to be fixed and clean the stuff that needs to be cleaned. Our facility, CCP, the central compression plant that takes all the gas from all the other facilities and pushes it back into the ground, has never been shut down. Ever. And usually you do it on like a 3 to 5 year cycle. So all the other facilities are going through these like 3 to 5 year cycles, getting all their things clean. And we've never had this opportunity. So there's a lot of things. And everyone thinks like, oh, it's gas, it's clean, you don't have any corrosion, you don't have any oil, you don't have any water.
Who thinks that? Like the people in the street?
The business. BP.
Right.
But you know, we have welded in valves that are no longer holding because of the large differential pressure that goes across them, and the soft goods that seal the valves are blown out.
Right.
Right? And we can't just change them because they're welded in place. So we're basically the main crux, I guess, the main goal of our turnaround is to cut out a lot of these boundary valves, like block valves, that we depend on for isolation that aren't holding, and putting in flanges, welding in flanges, so we can put in a flange valve that can easily be replaced in the future.
Right.
Right. That it'll be like a minor shutdown in the future because we'll just shut down, take the valve out, put a new valve in.
Right. And you'll have the way to shut it on and off.
Yeah.
Without having to shut down the whole system.
So I mean, it's never been done before. We've never shut down. We've never isolated. We've never purged. All the procedures are new. You know, plus all BP's new. Like you have to have double block and bleed to isolate stuff. Where that's a new philosophy. It was never set up like that originally. This is the oldest facility up there. So it's really cool. Like this huge. Because there's 2 other facilities shutting down at the same time to shelter, right, their work under our shutdown. And we're kind of sheltering under the TAPS, the Trans-Alaska Pipeline shutdown. They do this once a year, like once or twice a summer. They purposely shut down or slow their production so they can do this maintenance, right? Right. And we're kind of we're sheltering a little bit under that, but theirs is only like maybe a 3-day outage. And so it's all eyes are on this turnaround. Like this is we have lots of we hired a whole engineering firm like CH2M to do we have a team of engineers just doing packages for us. Right, that's really cool. We have 2 facility engineers just doing turnaround reviews, and we have all like these really great players preparing for this turnaround. It's really exciting, right? It's a very exciting time to be there. I plan on being there for all 6 weeks of the turnaround. You know, they want me and my alternate, our challenge engineers and their alternate, the turnaround engineer and their alternate. All 6 of us are going to be up there working days and nights during this turnaround. So, which is end of July, August.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm totally stoked about it. I mean, it is really fun and exciting. There's going to be over 100 people there at our facility.
All using their brains.
Just, you know, working. And, like, it's going to be like Fraggle Rock, right? It's going to be like a little anthill that got, like, you know, kicked in. And all the ants are coming out and fixing it. So, I'm very excited.
So you're doing your traveling now, then?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm taking a week vacation in February.
Mm-hmm.
And then my second week I'm going to take in December for Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
And then those 2 extra weeks I'm going to work in the summer, I'm either going to get, you know, compensated monetarily or in combination with time off. So, you know, I asked my boss to, like, set up a structure of rules that we know how to abide by. Like, you know, oh, we're being asked to work this extra time. How are we going to get reimbursement for that? So that's really exciting. My alternate is phenomenal. I mean, I've been with her. She picked me up on Sunday, and I've been with her like every day, every minute. No Thomas, no JJ, none. You know, no friend, no boys, none of that stuff. I've just been hanging out with her. She's just this cute little Filipino girl, really smart. Like my best friend. You know, like picks me up from the airport. We go to coffee in the morning. We like the same things. I went to this hot hula class with her last night. She comes in and works even though on her time off, you know, just because I'm asking her to come in with me, so we're like, you know, on the same page. So a really good team of people. We have a new engineer starting, so we met him together for the first time yesterday. Tall, he's like 5 something. I'm like, holy tall. It's a tall glass of water. Walter's doing wonderful. He's really happy. You know, he was in Mexico for like 2 months.
Right.
And doing time with his mom and his nephews and his sister and aunts and things like that. And then we did a trip, you know, with his friends. That was really fun. Then we went to Puerto Vallarta for 2 weeks. That was really, you know, we got to stay in the same hotel room where we first met 2 years ago.
Aww. Got
and
2 years already.
Yeah. And so that was really romantic. We were there I got there the day after Christmas with Thomas and Elias.
Mm-hmm.
And he was there. He'd already, he got there the night before. Or I guess that morning. And, you know, just fun. Like, it's just packed down there between Christmas and New Year's. And just fun. We had a really good time. And just, you know, just everything's walking. You don't even, like, have to call to make arrangements with Thomas and Elias. You're just walking down the street and you run into them. You know, that happened twice. Like, right on New Year's, like, 11 o'clock p.m. we just saw them, you know, like on the street. We're like, oh yeah, let's do it, you know, let's get our shots on because we only got an hour. And just fun, you know, just really, water was amazing. I love just swimming in the ocean. He got a big tattoo, his first tattoo.
I saw part of that, yes.
Oh, I was there holding his hand while he's crying, you know.
Did he cry through
Oh
it?
yeah, I mean it was big, right? It's like 2
Angel
big
wings, yeah,
right? Like that,
awesome.
about that big. And you know, in memory of his grandma, his passing grandma, and there's a big G in the middle, kind of ties it together, in like the shape of clouds. And that was his idea. And like, he wanted this little one. He got one, a little one, when he was like in Mexico while I wasn't there. And I thought, oh, I can't believe he got a tattoo without talking to me about it. You know, he kind of mentioned it, but I wasn't. I thought,
what? Are you kidding me? It's his skin,
right?
I'm like, believe you
I know,
said
I'm
that.
the one that's gonna be looking at it, right?
I can't even believe you said that.
I mean, I'm gonna be the one looking at it, right? He's not even gonna see it on his back. He's like,
whatever. He's gonna run around and show it off.
So
I can't believe you said that. Such a pig.
I know. So then I'm like, well, I wish he would have talked to me about it, you know, because I can't. I would have, you know, got a bigger one on this back, like, you know, angel wings. There's not this little weird one on his shoulder. Girl, be careful what you ask for, because that's exactly what he ended up getting. I was like, oh shit, I can't believe I talked him into getting that big ass one. Right, these like Victoria's Secret angel wings, you know?
Good.
And so yeah, he sat down in the chair, we thought about it. And you know, it was cool to be with him through the process because like I got a tattoo. And girl, you know, so there's a lot of work to be done, and it was nice to be there because like I made sure he redid it. It was all like, I mean, this guy might be a good artist and everything, but he sure in the hell doesn't have a good perspective on like one of them was totally off to the side, and I'm like, you gotta have perspective down his spine. Like, let me mark his spine for you, and this is the totally
Right,
symmetric
because it's gonna be
on the
stuck there
spine.
forever.
And he's like, no, you gotta. And he was looking on the outside parts of the wing. I'm like, no one's gonna look on the outside of the wings. You're gonna look in his shoulder blade. You're gonna look right in the middle of his spine, and you're gonna see if that matches or not. And if one's way off to the side, so I had him read. He kind of was like a little like snippety with me, but I'm like, dude, you don't fuck this up, right? This is one of those things I've learned in life. You don't worry about someone's feelings when it's something you have to live with for the rest of your life. I'm like, no. I'm like, I like drew. You know, I drew the spine. I drew the 3 points on the angel wing. And then I drew where the 3 points need to be for the other wing, right? And then he took his sheet and then matched it up with that, and got a lot, you know, not perfect, but a lot closer, right? I mean, the same thing happened with me doing hanging lights in my kitchen, and they're off, right? Because I wasn't paying attention, you know. And it's like, well, now I'm stuck with that. Those lights are not in alignment, and I have to. Now, I'm the only one that will ever see it, but I know, right? And it's either okay, just don't look at it. Don't think about it, or just, you know.
Or your OCD kicks in and you're like, oh, I can't take it.
Right, OCD as well. Shit. So then, so yeah, he first stuck that needle in there, and his face was just like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's not hurt. It hurts.
And it's like the tears just started welling up, and he's squeezing my hand and digging his fingernails in my skin. And
it hurts.
And I'm like, baby, you got a long way to go.
Yeah,
you're like 4 hours.
Yeah, no turning back now. He just drew on you with a black permanent marker.
So we this is like I guess it's the day before we're leaving, yeah, because you know you can't get any sun, you can't go in the ocean, so like we'll just wait till the end, right? So we wait till the end, and you know, and then we're leaving. I'm leaving the next day. He's leaving to go back to LA. I'm leaving to come here, and I'm gonna be here for my birthday. Mm-hmm. This is like on the 9th. And so afterwards, you know, there was this drag queen that we'd met on the beach, and like from LA. It was his last night, you know, performing, and so, you know, for the last 2 days, he's talking to us on the beach, like, "Hi, you're gonna be at my show." We're like, "Yeah, we'll be there." And we saw him the night before the drag queen show that was there. So that was at 10 o'clock. We started his tattoo at 5, and it was like 9:30, right? And I'm thinking, well, I'm like, how are you feeling? Are you up to go into the show? You know, because it was his idea the night before to go to this drag show. Mm-hmm. I'm like, well, you know, do you still want to go to the show? Are you in too much pain? Like, what's going on? And he's kind of like, well, let's kind of just walk around. I'm like, okay, like, whatever you want. And then I'm kind of like, I need to know what you're doing. I need to know what's going on. Like, where are we going? Like, what are we doing? Like, this could be him. He's calling.
Ew, it is him.
Hola, mi amore.
How are you?
I'm talking to Joseph as he colors my hair.
So I might say hello.
I can tell you hello myself, baby. How are you?
Who is that?
That's Joseph. Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you. I'm just in Chicago.
Are you hungry?
What's that?
Are you hungry?
Where did he say he was? In Chicago?
Yeah, I'm in Chicago. I just had a salad, like a Caesar salad.
Mm-hmm. You had it on the plane?
It was a long, I bought it. It was a long, like 4 hours. Oh my god.
Did they have any movies or anything for you to watch?
Darling, it's Southwest.
Just the tone of his voice. Kylie, it's Southwest. There's nothing on this plane.
I need to get you a digiplayer, mi amore.
He needs an iPad.
Yeah.
Where are we?
Okay, so this is Puerto Vallarta again. Is the little red light on out?
Yeah, you're
Okay.
good, girl. Don't worry, girl. I've got your ego on camera.
So we're walking down the street, and I'm like, all right, well, if we're just gonna wanderlust around, then I need to go in this restroom and go to the bathroom, right? And it's the same place that Thomas and Elias and I had all just been out, like right in front of that place during the New Year's, and we went in there and there's these great like lanterns that apparently are from Indonesia, because I've been looking for them all over this whole like 2 weeks that I've been down there and I can't find them. So I'm like, okay, and so I'm the one that leads us into this hotel restaurant, right? And I'm like, all right, let me just go pee in here because we snuck in here before. It's a nice bathroom. So I sneak in there, go to the bathroom, and he's like, I want to go get a picture of these lights. I'm like, oh yeah. I love these lanterns. I haven't got a picture yet. That's a great idea. Let's go in here and get a picture. And I'm like, there's a lady singing, and there's this great big chandelier that I love. And I'm like, did you see this light? And so we took a picture. And there's hardly anyone in the restaurant because it's late. It's like 9:30.
See why I love her? Blah, blah, blah. Just like me.
So then he's like walking around because it's open to the beach. He's walking around like this other side of the restaurant. I'm like, the cool lights over here. Like, why are we even going over here? He's like, I want the picture of these other lights. I'm like, what are you talking about? About to get bitchy again, right? Like, what are you talking about, right? We come around this little corner, this like fireplace thing, and there's 4 people out on the beach. There's a walkway with candles, and there's a table out on the beach for a candlelit dinner, surprise birthday dinner.
Oh, how do you not love him?
Oh my God! I'm so in love. I'm so lucky. I've never been more surprised in my entire life.
Well, of course not.
And it's just like blew me with candles. He got the candles.
Did you cry?
No, girl.
Why not? What's the matter? You should burst
maybe,
tears.
right? But I mean, it's so romantic. Candles
You
lit up.
couldn't even cry.
Like
You're just
3 or
in
4
shock.
people waiting there with this big plate that says "Feliz cumpleaños, Kylie," with my chocolate cake, flowers and roses that he designed.
Right.
That he got there. Table, fabulous. Big lobster seafood dinner comes out. So a guy comes out with a guitar.
Where's the ring?
sings
God,
for us,
after that,
right?
where's the ring?
Alright.
Yeah.
I mean, just so romantic. Even like this French guy came by all drunk, I was like, oh, this is so romantic.
Yep.
I'm like, well, my man's from Guanajuato, okay? That is like the center of romance, okay? There's nothing more romantic than Guanajuato.
So
Stunned.
beach, dinner,
Oh.
happy birthday.
Yeah. Fabulous.
How do you not love that?
Yeah. Just way to clean the whole slate and start our whole relationship all over again of we're so romantic, right? That, like, reinstill the romance in our life. Like, wow.
Good.
Like, how could I ever...
I told you I love him to death.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you. So, for my 40th, that was, like, the best birthday ever to be on
How
the
could
beach
it
of the love
not
of
be?
my life.
Yeah, right? That was awesome. That's
In Puerto Vallarta, where we met. So...
That's why I love you, Walter, just so we're clear. Thank God.
So I'm thinking every 2 years we should probably go back to Puerto Vallarta just to like reinstill our vows
Right.
of like communication, honesty,
And disco.
respect.
No. Communication, honesty, and disco, girl.
Girl, well that's the sex part, girl.
Good, though. That's totally awesome. Yay, we can rinse you out.
Already?
Yes, I used a
Girl, that was nothing.
I know.
I kind of like this look. I like the body, girl. I like it.
God
I like that
bless.
body.
We don't have that paternal nurturing relationship thing at all. He's in his own world doing his own thing, came by and yacked at us a few times and went from there. And then we ended up dealing with Shane's surgery. Ended up being major drama. They had to chisel all his teeth out and do a skin graft on the front.
Oh my gosh. Wait, just for
2
wisdom
weeks. 2 weeks of, well, the skin graft was because he had some gum recession. 2 weeks of recovery. No school, miserable.
Ugh.
Face was all puffed up, taped
Ugh.
up, looked like a Hollywood starlet. Looked like Joan Rivers had went and had her face did it yet for the 1000th time. But
That's the price you pay, girl.
exactly.
So you
And
have
then
all 4 wisdom teeth taken
all
out?
chiseled out of his face, not just taken out, like just break them out. It was miserable, poor baby. And then Phoenix is in a program in the Anchorage School District teaching him the appropriate way to behave in class. And has this whole program that they put him in that teaches him how to make good decisions. So his teacher was having a problem with him. He was having a problem. He was too smart. so he's bored. So they went from there. So he's doing good in that. They call them personal power days when you make it through a day and not get in trouble, and then get all your scores. And then each day they send him home a book of what he's doing better at or what he needs to work on. And this is also my kid that's in the 98th percentile on his reading.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody else in the class is between the 31st and the 48th percentile.
Mm-hmm.
So, poor little brilliant child. Anyhow, we go in and we're doing this whole interview, Heather and I, and then the teacher has to leave, but the lady that runs the program is interviewing, and she's asking us 10,000 questions, and then she's asking us about our personal life. Are you married or divorced? And none of that. And Heather's telling him, no, he's gay, and I'm not, and blah, blah, blah. And she goes, and she's listening to us talk, and I really don't think it's relevant. And she goes, so what do you call yourselves? And I looked at her and I said, excuse me? Are you partners? Are you, when I said, try a family. That's what we call ourselves. She looked at me and she goes, well, do you guys see other people or whatever? I said, I really don't see how that's relevant. I said, but Heather, it sounds like she's hitting on you. It's really none of your business. I said, if you want to know, I said, I've been celibate for 7 years plus. And I said, and we have our, priorities, one being, of course, the kiddo. And I said, and other than that, it's really not relevant to why we're here. I said, if you're drawing a reference to maybe Phoenix is feeling some stress based on what's going on at home, I said, that's not why. And she was just, and I'm like, no. I said, I have done lectures over at the university for diversity training for social workers. I said, my advice to you is you need to take one of those classes. I said, families are diverse. This is, no longer 1954.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to get with it. I was pretty pissed.
Did she go to the class?
I was quiet. I don't know. She just was like, oh, thank you. I'm like, thank you. Heather was like, are you going to be okay? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm fine. And Heather was just laughing because she was all, She's like, when she said that, I was like, why are you asking? Would you want to go out? I told her, hey, not unless she can change the oil, dust the dishes, and I'm tired of folding laundry. Which I don't do anyway.
Well, now, is this program at his school, or he has to go someplace else?
He goes to go to another. There are 2 schools in the district that do it, 2 elementary schools, and he goes over to the other one, which is around the corner from his, essentially.
So he's there full time then? Or is
for 10 weeks.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Then they'll transition him into a normal class, quote, quote, regular class, mainstream class, and he'll have to behave himself in the class. So he's got to learn how to do it. I think he's really improving, so I think it's a benefit for him.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's nice to see him take on a challenge.
Exactly.
Right? That's what life's all about.
Yeah.
Adapt and overcome.
Life's about something, that's for sure. Adapting and overcoming is important.
Well, I want to read Power of Now again, and I just got it from a friend of mine who I probably end up giving it. I think I gave it to JJ maybe, and it's come back to me, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just kind of like, yeah, it's time for me to get back into it, back into the reading, back into remembering, back into the awareness. And then I'm like, well, alright, I got that book, I'm ready for it, and I still have this other book, which used to be one of my favorites, the Donald Walsh. He did the Conversations with God.
Mm-hmm.
And I was reading his Tomorrow's God, and I just kind of hit a roadblock with it, of alright, this is way out there, and...
Way out there because...
he's getting into the whole politics and the economics and things like that, and I was just like, okay, well, if that's...
Politics and economics of what, though? Why did that shut you down?
Of the world, right? Of this is how the Tomorrow's God will affect politics and economics and the currency and things like that. And I'm like, it's nice to see, his ideas and things like that on that. About it being transparency and, to get the honesty, well, here's how much things cost, right? And so, and it's accountable for, just like we do on our food, right? We talk about, here's what's in it, here's how many calories, here's this, right? Everything has to have it, right? It's a standard format. And now you are free to choose to eat whatever you want to eat, but you have the knowledge of what's in it, right? And same, he's talking about the same thing for goods and services about, right? Well, no, here's how much it costs, here's where the things come from, and it's all public knowledge, right? It's completely transparent. There's not this hiding, stuff.
Well, it is in 1953. The problem is that all the politicians and bankers, how old are they and where are they from? Where are the people from making a lot of decisions? And now our generation has to get in there and do some change. And the next generation coming up has their hands full past us. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my kids all know about reality. That's not fair to not teach your kids reality. It's just not fair. How it works, what life's about. Robert made the comment that with all the drama of getting out of here with his mom and getting down to college, that he was the most unprepared one there. Like, he had his backpack and his stuff, didn't know what to expect, and was just going for it, didn't even have a blanket, just whatever they supplied.
Wow.
Yeah, it was intense.
I'm just letting you know your appointment's out here. I think he said he's early.
Okay, thank you. Anyhow, so then he's learning, and he had to learn how to do public transportation and everything, just on the fly.
Nice.
So, like, there was even, like, he had to go, no place to sleep, had to sleep in the park or whatever it was. So it was just funny.
Oh.
And then this go around, he's totally learned how to do things.
Yeah.
Where Shane, much to him protesting, has to take the public bus to school, has his own bank account and a job, and although he likes it and doesn't like it, one of the things I told him is, dude, this is how real world works. You think it's all fun, fine, and dandy, but if I can't earn the money it takes to pay the bills, there's no lights, there's no heat, there's no groceries. Just the basics, which is the way everything is collapsed down into basics, or even a challenge for people. Like, they can't have them, and it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So Shane noticed, he says, I went back over for Christmas, and I see the way things are, and the way the family lives, and the disconnections, and how you guys are raising me in one direction, and how the product of that. Like, Shane gets himself up in the morning, goes to Diamond High School. We live on the east side of town. He takes the city bus across town, in order to go there and make it to go to that school, because that's where he needs to go. But yesterday we're doing a family event, and we went a big splurge to go eat out, because we don't do that, and go have Mama O's, right? And we're eating and talking, and good day for Phoenix, good day for Shane's reading Japanese.
Oh, nice.
Because he's taking Japanese immersion. So he's reading the Japanese to us, sitting at the table, reading the story.
Wow.
And working on pronouncing it and everything. So those are the kind of moments where it's like, oh, okay, here's my life, here's my goods and bads, here's what I've fucked up, here's what I've not. But at the same time, as a parent, my job isn't just to be like, shut up or go to school or blah, 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 or I love you, or put a Band-Aid on. The job is also, this is how reality works, and you've got to get your ass out there, and you have to make functional people. And all the self-help books in the world, well, there's good reference, but the reality is dude, you're going to have to live it.
Yep, there's nothing like living it. There's nothing like surviving. Right? That you're not counting anyone but you to survive.
Well, or can you? It's like, at a certain point, the variable of what someone else is thinking, you can't control that. And if you put yourself in a position to where you're at the mercy of the other person's thought processes and making those decisions, you could go homeless, you can go hungry, you can do all these things. All these things I've done because, I trusted everybody and played all those fabulous games. And I learned, and I'm thankful that I learned it, but at the same time, yikes.
So, I want to read the last few chapters of this Tomorrow Sky before I, give it back to JJ. And it was really good to kind of pick it up again And one of the things that was really great is, you know, I always do in the morning my peace, joy, love. That I kind of was my grandma, you know, and I like worked on. And I always like to start my day with that, you know, just my 3 words to start the day of, you know, first thankful, like saying thank you, and then the peace, joy, love. And I'm always like, well, you know, I kind of get peace. Peace is pretty, you know, easy to figure out. Like, that's just like, there's no good, there's no bad, it's just balance, right? Peace is when you have balance and you don't have this pull one way or the other. And it's that contentment, right? And once you can, you got to get that place of balance before you can move on. And then, I always struggle, like, is it love first or is it joy first? And, you know, which one, you know, is it the chicken or the egg type thing? You know? And I know what love is, right? Love is, you know, that positive, that, you know, what makes you happy. It's those things that, like, make people achieve their goals that they want, you know? And then joy is like, all right, well, so what is joy, right? I'm always like, well, that's just happy. Like, what does joy mean to me? And as I was reading through it, you know, the awareness starts coming back. You know, all you have to do is just ask for it and just, you know, and then you'll be aware of the awareness that's always ever present. And so, you know, joy was then explained to me as, you know, joy is the awareness of life when you choose love, right? When you choose, you know, because this is your life to choose. You can choose to love it or hate it. And when you consciously choose love, and that you're experiencing life through your choice of love, that is what joy is. Joy is that in itself, just experiencing life, knowing that you are in charge of your destiny. You are the one who is choosing to make this, you know, a positive situation, you know, a positive piece of your life. You're, you know, the other part is if you choose hate or fear, then you're going to experience life through misery, right? Or, you know, and that'll be your hell on earth instead of your heaven on earth. So that was really good. I really like that kind of like, just like my little definition of what joy means to me.
Tilt your head forward.
JJ's doing really well. He's like vice president of the Anchorage Chamber of Commerce now.
Good.
So second in command there. So striving to be, you know, one day number one there. And unless he moves on to a newer position. But like, I mean, it's just amazing to see what he's, you know, blossomed into. He knows so many, like today, he's just, oh, there's so-and-so and there's so-and-so, and he's saying hi to them and shaking hands and introducing me, and, you know, I'm like, how do you remember? That's my one, like, deficiency that I really need to work on, is remembering who people are, their names, and their function, right? How am I supposed to make the system work if I don't even know who the players are, you know? You know, or, you know, me just paying attention to that, like, who is who and what do they do, right? That's like more than half the battle, right? If you just know who does what, and you then can, you know, be aware of their weaknesses and strengths and how, like, they can help you and you can help them, then that's how you make it work. That's how you make the whole system work. And I'm just oblivious to a lot of that.
Why are you oblivious to that? To think about it.
Because I don't know. It's like, I think because I feel like I'm in my space and I know what I need. Well, I think I know what I need to help me with what I'm working on right now. And that's more than enough right now. It's like, okay, that's enough for me to, like, deal with at the moment. You know, anything more, I don't know if I can, I'm not even dealing with what I have right now. How can I deal with more? So I guess that's why I gotta work on that. Is, you know, the awareness of who people are and what they do, and what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are. And, you know, remember, I think it's just like, I don't know, I always want to blame it on lack of memory. Like, you know, I don't have that photographic memory.
Well, or how does it serve you?
Like, I definitely, in the next life, that's what my top of my list, girl.
In the next life, listen to you. In the
photographic
next
memory
life.
on the top of my list, girl.
Yeah, because you got size 8 and abs in this one. Bitch.
Right?
Yeah. Next time you could be 400 pounds and have a memory.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know, you're gonna have to sacrifice something.
Exactly.
Right? You can't have it all. But yeah, photographic memory, that would be... I'm always so, intrigued with the people that do. Because, you're aware, because I lack it, I'm aware of who has it.
Right.
The people that can, just pull up stuff from nowhere. It's like,
Right.
really? You really remember that?
Right.
Really? I don't even know what I'm wearing yesterday. Like, how am I supposed to remember what I wore,
A week
12
ago.
years ago?
Oh, I remember what you wore 12 years ago.
I know. Right? Right? You're one of those ones that's like, oh yeah, we did this, this, and this, and this. I'm like, 'Cause
That makes me sad because this, and this was fun.
I know. Well, yeah. Well,
Back before we were 40. Shut up.
I know, right? I probably even forgot that it was fun. I'm like,
Yes.
oh yeah, I used to have fun.
Whatever, you're still younger than I am. That's so disgusting.
I used to have fun.
Still a baby.
But no, it is. I mean, it is fun. Life is fun. It is joyous, right? It is. You constantly catch yourself of saying, you're gonna look back on today and think it was the best. Like those were the great days, right? So just enjoy it right now. Why wait till you're 60 looking back? Just do it right now.
I don't understand people that wait till they're 60 to get the motorhome and then live. So girl, I'm blow drying your hair with this.
Hello.
I'm loving this.
Go bring it on.
See how this works. Ready? Check this out.
I love that.
So girl, you gotta be cute. Yeah, exactly. Away with that bad hair. This is funny. I can totally see myself.
I love it, girl. I love it, girl. So fun.
Gina bought 3 of these on eBay. I'm like, I have to have that. You see, no bad hair. I am the fashion police. It's funny, it's really light. It's weird to use.
Oh yeah. Look out of control, bro. Look at the hair you cut.
I know.
Out of control. I mean, where you cut off was where like the root color had changed. One of the Seawolves is a UAA.
Yeah.
It's almost like I can see the Seawolf mascot in that picture. Do you see it?
Wow.
Wow. Oh yeah, that's fabulous.
I'm gonna go. I'm totally going to Burning Man if you could see.
Girl,
the
the Seawolves. They're in there. Oh, Burning Man's crazy now. They sold out of tickets last year.
Right.
So this year's like a big lottery to go.
Right.
And there's a whole new pay structure, and you gotta win a lottery to go, and yeah, it's like, wow.
Start your own.
Yeah, I'm still not ready for that. Right, it was good times, right? It was maybe a phase I went through.
Yellow underwear, fairy wings, and a water pad
Right.
on your back with hurt, sunburnt, and hungover. Yeah. Hush, honey.
Hush. I mean, it was good times, right? It was definitely good times.
But, Queen, please, you know how much fun you had.
Girl, I know I will go back one
Do you
day.
remember that?
What's that?
You said you don't remember the fun times. I'm like, do you remember
Wow,
that?
girl. I remember some of them. I I remember some of them. And I know
I'm totally stealing that picture off your Facebook page and putting it in this video.
oh yeah, that was a good one. I love that photo. I love that girl's eye. She's like,
Yeah, no, I'm totally stealing that photo and putting it in this
that's
video
Fabulous. She's fabulous.
of you all trashed. Having a great time.
What about, can we, this part, the air, when I go to shave, right, I try to figure out how to make the hair just
Right.
right. Can we check those? Do I? Because I'm always trying to hide them back there.
See me moving here. See me.
Oh yeah, see you. Okay, girl, I see you, girl.
Yeah, you can. I'm as big as a house. No, see me. I'm heading that direction.
See me? Yeah, I just shaved this morning. Smooth, girl. I like it smooth.
So when you fly out,
1:30 this morning.
are you going right to Florida?
Oh yeah, I go to Seattle and then direct to Orlando.
Ugh, yuck. That's a long flight.
Yeah. And I'm not even gonna get. Oh, I'm not very happy with Alaska Airlines anymore. They do this new like electronic upgrades to first class.
Right.
And so I'm MVP Gold. I just made it this last year, and then they're like, you can't use that on the lowest class fares. I'm like, what, girl?
You're
Talk
like,
about
bitch, I traveled the
talk about
world.
changing the rules.
I went to every white party on planet Earth
Honestly.
in order to get it, and now you tell me I can't have it. Right. Past my circuit boy days.
Yeah.
Now, where am I traveling now? I've already been everywhere.
So it was, and it's so expensive to fly to LA. I want to get my tickets. I don't have any tickets after this trip, and I want to go to LA for February, March. $700, $800 to LA. I was like, you're kidding me.
No, I know. I
You're
looked it up.
kidding me.
I want to go down to visit Robert in San Francisco and then come see everybody while I'm down there.
Yeah, outrageous. So I bought my last 5 tickets. I bought 5 new tickets, and I used miles for every one of them.
Yep.
And I'm like, screw MVP Gold for this year. Oh well. I mean, what? Who cares if I'm not getting the upgrades? What's the point? Right? Because in the past, like, I'm not sure if I should video this, but they used the paper ones, and they would never collect them. So you just constantly kept getting upgraded to first class. You're like, you call, you make your reservation, like, yeah, I have a coupon. They're like, okay, well, make sure you have it. And then every time you check in, they checked it like once. I still have tickets from 2009, 9, 10, 11. I have my first class upgrade tickets still that I never handed in.
You're such a mess.
I know, girl. Thomas taught me that one. He's like, girl, here's how you do it. Girl, she knows. She's almost a million miler.
She's almost a million miler.
Girl, we're not talking about in the air, okay?
Like I'm saying, she is worn out.
Girl, worn out, girl.
I know how Walter likes your hair. Whatever. I don't cut it for you.
Whatever.
I cut it for your man. That way, Walter.
Right, he loves you.
I know, because I'm like, how
He's
do you want
like,
it, Walter?
Girl. Like, Thomas keeps wanting me to go back to the short, clean, preppy look, and Walter's like, oh no, girl.
Yeah.
I secretly think he's like still bi, and
Who?
I'm kind of like Walter, and so I'm like his female version, right? I'm just female enough for him to be.
Your femme girl.
Yeah.
Extreme makeover.
Right.
Ugh.
Girl, you want me in between here? You want me like some little
Yeah.
industrial ambiance, girl?
Industrial ambiance. Industrial ambiance. Push.
Industrial ambiance.
Yeah, work it. Stomp it. You own that hair.
Girl. I'm gonna
Thank
go
God.
get my driver's license now.
How long have you known me?
Ever.
Tell the truth. Can you remember how long you've known me?
Girl, we don't tell our secrets.
It's 15, 16 years.
Ah!
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Hush.